Have you ever wondered what it would be like to drive your RV to the southernmost point in the continental United States? You want some tips before you make this trip yourself? In today's video, we take Highway 1, also known as the Overseas Highway, from the Florida mainland all the way through the Florida Keys to Key West, and discover what you might need to know before you make this trip with your own RV. And stay tuned until the end, because we'll also give you a sneak peek of our campsite in Key West, and a look at the action downtown. So today is a very exciting day for us because we are finally going to make it to our southernmost destination on this trip, which is Key West. We are on Highway 1 and about to leave the mainland to enter Key Largo.
So while we start our drive towards Key West, let's get started with some tips for your drive. Tip 1. You have to stop at the Key Largo Visitor Center for coupons, maps, and general guidance. Beware, the parking is limited, especially for large RVs.
This is the Key Largo Visitor Center. We've officially made it to the Keys. If you're coming to the Keys, stop at this visitor center. It's the first visitor center as you enter Key Largo, and they give you tons of great advice and lots of coupons for free beer, free margaritas, free key lime pie. The person who was helping us gave us all kinds of great advice. We spent probably about 20 minutes with her. So make sure you stop here before you continue your trip down to the Keys.
Tip 2. Check for upcoming highway closures ahead of time. The day after we left, one of the bridges was going to be closed for the day. This would have put a damper on our travel plans if we hadn't known this ahead of time. Baby mama.
How did that go again?
Key Largo, Montego. Ooh, baby mama. No, I don't know the words. Tip 3. Feed the Tarpons. This is one of the most popular things to do on your way out to Key West, and the Visitor Center in Key Largo will give you some of the best places to go for this. But keep in mind, if you have a larger RV, parking may be a challenge.
What highway are we on, dude?
We're on the Overseas Highway. If you can look around and see everything here, it's just ocean all around.
Definitely one of the coolest drives we've had so far.
We're headed towards, 7 Mile Bridge?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
We're going to stop right before we get to the 7 Mile Bridge, and you can walk for 2 miles of the bridge, so we're going to try that.
Tip 4. Walk the 2 Mile Bridge. It's beautiful and scenic and runs alongside the famous 7 Mile Bridge. Bring your water, there is no shade on the bridge, and on a hot day you'll quickly get dehydrated.
We've made it to Pigeon Key right before the 7 Mile Bridge, so we're going to have a walk and go and check out the 2 Mile Pier that runs along the 7 Mile Bridge. Indian business.
Power it up with his efficiency cores.
To the bridge, Hudson!
He's not using the performance cores.
And Hudson's getting carried back because it's very hot out here. And we're back in the trailer from our walk. It couldn't be too soon because it's super hot out here. We did not make it all the way to the end of the 2 mile walking bridge But we figured we're about to drive by anyway, so we're gonna see it all. But it was just getting way too hot out there, especially for Hudson to be walking that distance. So we'll get back on the road, and the next stop is our KOA.
Tip 5. Book your RV site early. The number of campgrounds in the Keys is limited, and especially so for Key West. This is a popular destination, so if you don't want to be disappointed, consider booking your site far in advance. Tip 6. Plan your fuel stops ahead of time. There are fewer fuel stations than on the mainland, and they can't all accommodate large RVs. Fuel up before you leave the mainland and then plan additional fuel stops ahead of time. We use Google Maps satellite images to double check that there is enough space for our RV at fuel stations.
Hudson, are you enjoying the trip to Key West? Seeing all the sights, smelling all the smells.
Tip 7. Take your time. This is a beautiful scenic drive with lots to see. Give yourself lots of time to get to your destination. Also keep in mind this is a single lane highway, so even one small accident can really slow things down. Be ready to go with the flow since the trip might take you a little longer than expected.
We've arrived at the KOA and we're all set up. Look at this beautiful lot. Full of vegetation. We're super happy to finally be here. Happy to be in the Keys? Hey, you're in the Keys, Hudson! Finally! Time to celebrate! Go, go, Hudson! We are all settled in, and now we're headed to the beach first to go and see the ocean, and then we'll probably have a swim in the pool. Dave, what do you think about the Keys?
I'm in love with the Keys. The drive out here was amazing. This place has been a bit of a bucket list item for me, and it's finally here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to be here. Check out the pool next, which seems to be hidden behind all this vegetation. Ooh, and look at these hammocks. Boy, look at this. Look at like cornhole in here. Hammocks, nice. You can go and like sit there and hang out.
After spending some time relaxing by the pool, we decided we couldn't wait until tomorrow. We were too excited to see Key West, so we got back into the 4Runner and headed downtown. Once we arrived, we couldn't believe what we were experiencing. It was more pleasant than we ever expected. It felt like we were in a Caribbean country, but we were still attached to the USA and we drove there. It made the feeling that much better knowing that we had our home with us and we could experience this beautiful area.
Well, you can fit so many of our trailers into this one yacht.
Oh yeah.
The downtown had roads lined with cobblestone. The buildings were colorful and unique. and you could tell the food and all the places to visit were unique. You could feel the ocean breeze in the air, and you just knew you were surrounded by beautiful seawater all around you.
We just had a good dinner at a nice Mexican restaurant, and now we are checking out Duval Street, which is kind of the party street of Key West, is what we're finding out. So distracting. There's so much going on around us right now. Here we are in downtown Key West on Duval Street, which is one of the most popular streets for bars and restaurants.
We particularly like the entertainers in Mallory Square.
So, first impressions of Key West. This is a surprisingly busy and vibrant city, and this is a Sunday night. We're going to come back later this week and spend a little bit more time here, but this was a great first experience. And beautiful sunset behind me as well.
There was no better way than to spend the evening walking around, discovering the town, and figuring out what we want to see in more detail in the coming days.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button. Or, even better, subscribe to our channel. It really does help us reach a wider audience. And don't forget to come back tomorrow to see where we go next.